Hey there, Tomas Michaud here. Welcome to my Sunday update. Today I'm going to talk about some ideas on how to set up your guitar practice space to help you be successful in your quest to become an awesome guitar player. So one of the ideas that I work with in my life is that I try to set up my life in a way that it helps me become successful. Now what I mean by that, of course discipline and willpower are all important, and I found over the years that I cannot completely count on that. A good example, of course, is a diet. Most people know better than to keep all kinds of junk food or fattening food right at their, in the front of their face when they're trying to diet. Well, I've found there are lots of things you can do in life to kind of set yourself up to be more likely to be successful. And one of those things you can do when you're learning to play guitar is to create a practice space that you like and that works for you. What I mean by works for you, that has the tools handy, that looks inviting, that makes it easy to just say, I'm going to go sit down and practice, not have to take 5-10 minutes to kind of get everything arranged. Sometimes it's just enough to kind of derail a good intention. So let me tell you a little bit about my practice space. Of course, you're going to use what works best for you, and I understand that some things will work better for some people and others, but also that everybody can't do an ideal practice space. You do what you can, and anything is an improvement. So let me give you a little tour of my practice space. One of the things I like to do is to have a private space. Now, fortunately, I'm able to do that at this place in my life. I have a room. It's not used only for practicing, but I can keep my things set up and ready to go. That means I can close the door, and not only are people not going to disturb me when they see the door closed, we have an understanding, of course, but more importantly for me, I know I'm not irritating somebody that is hearing my scales over and over and over. And you have to admit, it can be kind of irritating to hear the same thing over and over if it's not you that's actually working on it. The other thing I'm pretty cautious about is that I have a good, solid space to sit down on, and that means with back support. I have learned over the years that if my back starts getting sore, I'm just not going to practice as much. And as a matter of fact, I might bear through it one day, but the next day it's going to do me in and maybe ruin my practice. So a good back support, comfortable. I know when I sit down, I can look forward to a good experience. I also have my metronome handy and ready to go. I like to keep my guitar tuner on my guitar. Here I have it on the headstock of my guitar, and it's very convenient for me. This is a clip-on tuner. I use a guitar stand for when I'm working on something that I need to read. This is a nice K&M portable guitar stand that I can put away if I don't need it. And I also keep a notebook handy. I talk about this more in my blog post. It's important for me to have a place to write down some ideas so I don't get hung up on thinking about something I need to do or I should do, or something that's going to distract my practice or, God forbid, interrupt me and have to get up and take care of. I just write it down and then I don't worry about it. I also write down practice ideas and sometimes even song ideas. Here's my little wooden footstool that I use to prop my leg up. That way I can put my guitar on the propped leg, and it helps actually relieve a little pressure in my back when I'm practicing. It's good to have a little artwork around. I keep this doll in the room. This doll is actually a duplicate of the doll I had when I was 1 to 3 years old. The original one is pretty beat up. I still have that too. You don't want to see that. This I just keep around as a kind of a reminder of my roots, and it makes me feel good. And of course, my practice session wouldn't be complete without a cup of my favorite Rishi black Chinese breakfast tea. The other thing that I use that I can't show you right now is a timer. And the reason I can't show you is because I'm using my iPhone to record this video, and that's where my timer is. It's a great convenient little timer, and I have it with me all the time. But in the past I've used little mechanical egg timers, and it's something I highly recommend. I also talk about in my post a system for kind of making little chunks of time to practice and why that's helpful. So you can read more about that in my blog post. thank you for joining me today in this Sunday update. And thanks for coming into my space with me. I feel like I've invited you into my private kingdom. I hope you have a great week and look forward to seeing you again. Bye.